So bearings. Do I have this open somewhere else? I do. Yep. Okay. That's a good coincidence. Describe the bearing of B from A. Any idea what is the bearing of B from A? You have to... they're always written backwards. So that's like from A to B.
Yeah.
The bearing from A to B. Point north. Turn clockwise. And stop on the line. So in maths, usually we start to the right and we open anti-clockwise. And that simplifies things for us. Bearings, I believe, are like a man-made thing, and so you point north, turn clockwise, stop on the line. So from A to B, A, point north, turn clockwise, stop on the line B. What is the angle?
72 degrees.
And so the bearing, believe it or not, is 072 degrees. A, okay. What is the bearing then from B to A?
So would you say from A to B?
Sorry. What is the bearing of A from B? Like
So when you answer the question, do they want just the degrees, or do you have to say point north and anti-clockwise, stop on the line, or clockwise?
This is the answer.
Okay, so it'd be 105 degrees.
Oh, you're doing this one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's just do question B the way they asked it. Of B from A.
So it'd just be 105 degrees.
No. Point north, turn clockwise.
So you do 360 minus 105.
Yep.
So it'd be point north, turn clockwise 255 degrees, and then stop on the line B.
The answer is 255 degrees. That's all you need to say.
Okay.
This is just because, I said, what do you know about bearings? And you said nothing. So I said, all right, well, just in case.
Yes.
This is like the method,
Okay.
Step 1, step 2, step 3. Let's see. Coast Guard Station B. I want to use an arrow or something. So it's 8 kilometers on a bearing of... All right. So I have to start... That's my north line.
Yeah.
It is 8 on a bearing of 0-160. So that's 90. So that's like 2/3.
Yeah.
That's a length of 8. And that is from Coast Guard Station A. That brings us to Station B. Okay. A ship C. How would we do where the ship C is?
So is the angle there, is it 60, right? 0 is 60.
Yep.
So would you just do 60 minus 18?
Well, I think you would just draw to begin with. So it's on a bearing of A, 18 degrees away from A. So A, 18 degrees. So half of that is 30, 15, so it'd be about there.
Yeah.
And that, let's just say, I'll put it up there. And that's, so the first one was 8 kilometers. This is 4.8. Yeah, so what is 60 minus 18?
42.
So this angle there is 42. We need the distance from C to B.
Okay. So now do we use trigonometry?
Yep.
So which rule would we use?
So we have two sides and the angle between. Any idea?
No.
Cosine rule.
Okay. So would it be 8 cosine 42?
Nope. Cosine rule. A squared. So it's a bit like Pythagoras. Do you remember cosine rule?
C squared equals A squared plus B squared.
Yep.
Minus 2A B cos C.
Well done.
Okay. So see the length we're trying to work out?
Yep.
Which is C to B.
Yep.
But we only have one length.
We have two.
Oh, it's 4.8. Okay, I see that. Okay. C squared equals 8 squared plus 4.8 squared minus 2 brackets 8 brackets 4.8 cos C.
What is C?
See the angle?
Yep.
Theta.
Okay, what is theta?
42.
Yep.
Okay. I got 29.9 or 30 kilometers.
Let's go 20.
29.9.
Yeah. Is it that or 30.0?
Well, if you rounded it to one decimal place, it would be 30.0.
So we'll go with that 30.0 then.
Okay.
30.0 kilometers, 3 sig fig.
And then you square root that.
Oh, you have to square root it. Ah, yeah. So just square root answer.
Which is 5.5 to one decimal place kilometers.
What is it to 3 sig fig?
5.48 to 3 sig fig.
They're saying 5.47. Did you do square root of 30 or square root of answer?
Square root of 30.
So press up until you go back to your working out for this thing, and press equals again, and this time do square root answer.
Well, let me go back.
Okay. So yeah, that's why you have to keep it accurate until the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can do to 5 sig fig so that it rounds correctly to 3 sig fig. It always has to be 2 more than you need. Great. Bearing. Point north. Turn clockwise. Stop when you hit the line. 60. Distance of 8. 18. Distance of 4.8. So angle of 42. Join those up. Two sides, angle between. Cosine rule. Any question about that?
Nope.
And it's quite common for bearings to involve the cosine rule.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. How about this one?
So does that triangle mean it's a shaped triangle in the triangle ABC?
That means, yeah, that's short for triangle in triangle ABC.
I drew out the triangle first.
Mm-hmm.
So could we use we don't have to use cosine rule, or can we?
A, B, C is 60. You can use different stuff.
Okay.
No, I think it has to be cosine rule.
Okay. So which side, because all the sides are already solved, so which side do we want to, unless we want to work out the angle, but I don't know.
We want to know x.
So do we work out the side with just x?
Yep.
Okay. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c or theta.
The reason why you use C is because it's
yeah.
opposite side C. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, okay. So what is C in this case?
C, you don't know what C is yet.
We have to, because we only have one angle.
So you'll use 60.
So that has to be the angle C. What would be the side C for C squared?
The side C would be x.
It has to be opposite each other. Side C, angle C.
So 5.
Yep.
Wait, I'm confused on what we're working out, because I thought we were working out the side x, but the angle opposite, it's like there's no angle.
We'll just have to work harder. We'll have to rearrange this once we've subbed it in to get x.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
It's 5 squared equals x squared plus brackets x plus 2 squared minus 2 brackets x brackets x plus 2 cos c.
Yeah. And you know what you could do? Wait, what is C?
60.
You know what you could do?
Expand the bracket.
I'm going to try and put it on the calculator.
Okay.
I'll let you try as well. X squared.
I got error.
Press left.
Error.
Press left. Are you back to this thing? Shift calc for solve.
Oh yeah, sorry. I got x is 3.69.
X equals 3.69, and let me just check because there's a limitation here. I'm seeing x squared, so this will be a quadratic that's got two answers. Shift solve, let me try minus 999. So we get a negative answer as well. If we were to expand the brackets, make it equal to 0, solve it as a quadratic equation, we would get x equals 3.69 or x equals minus 5.69, and we would say x can't be a negative length, and so x equals 3.69.
Yeah.
We took a shortcut. There we go, 3.69.
Yeah.
Yes, this was all three sides and an angle. Sine rule involves, well, this is two sides and an angle between. Two sides, angle between, and so it is cosine rule. It's not always as simple as x squared equals. For example, an unknown angle would be over here, and so you'd have to rearrange it. Okay, let's see. This is more bearings. An exam question for bearings. Calculate the distance between boat P and boat Q. Okay.
Okay. So would the bearing be the bottom of the triangle? Is that where the bearing would go?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so how would we find the distance between boat P and boat Q?
Could use cosine.
Yeah, and I think you'd be fine for the rest of that.
Yeah.
Cosine rule. So the important bit was just the kind of setting it up as the difficult bit. Once you've done that, it all works.
Yeah.
Is this one worth doing? It's very similar to the one we did previously.
Yeah.
It's a little different. It is worth doing, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, go for it.
So when it says given that cos BAC equals a quarter, is that already calculated? Like the angle opposite x is 3 over, well, the cosine answer is a quarter, 0.75.
So yeah, the cosine of the angle is 0.75. Yeah, so they've already done that bit for you.
Okay. So would you use the cosine rule?
Yep.
Okay. So at the end of the equation, would you put cos a quarter?
The angle isn't 3/4. The cos of the angle is 3/4.
So would you need to use that then? But where would you put it?
So instead of putting in cos of 3/4, it's just 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got x squared equals brackets x plus 2 squared brackets x plus 1 squared minus 2 brackets x plus 2 brackets x plus 1 times a quarter.
Sounds good. Hang on, it's squared in the middle, isn't it? Oh, how did that happen?
I got x equals 5.09.
I got 4. So what does your one say? Is yours x squared equals?
Yes, I think so. Let me check. Yeah, x squared equals brackets x plus 2 squared plus... Oh no, I didn't put the plus in between, that's why.
See if you can edit it.
Okay. I got, yeah, x is 4.
Okay, great. And so the little trick there is that it's not the cos of 3/4. The cos of the angle is 3/4, and so it's just 3/4.
Yep.
6 marks. There you go. And all right, cool. This one, calculate the distance. That's fine. Calculate the bearing of ship C. So what would be? How would we go about part B?
So when it says when bearing from ship C to B, which bearing does it mean? Does it mean the one at B or the one at C?
You tell me. Of C from B.
So is it B then?
So yep. Which angle? There's 2 angles
The
at
one
B.
at B. Oh right. It's the one on the top.
Yes. Point north, turn clockwise on the line. So you'd have to
Yep.
find that angle there.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. I think you'll be fine. I just don't want to do part A. Or maybe I can kind of cheat. Let's see. Boom, boom. So that one's 28.7. 28.673. So that's that length. BC. How can we use that or anything else to get this angle?
Okay. Could you use the 50 kilometers?
Yeah, you can use whatever.
What?
How would you?
Would you need to use Cosine rule again? Cosine.
Okay. So, what angle would you try to find, or what would be the angle in the cosine rule?
Well, we're trying to work out Could we work out the angle on the like underneath the one we're trying to work out?
So I think that's how you'd have to go about this one.
Yes.
How would you get that angle?
Okay. So B C squared equal. You'd use cosine.
Okay, how would you go about that?
Okay, so B. C would be 70.
Yes, you'll be fine for the rest of that. That's the important bit there. 70 squared equals, and then after that, you'll be all right. And you just have to do 180 minus to get x at the end. Next part is sine rule, and it's maybe a bit less work with sine rule, but you get the correct answer. Oh, there was a little trick actually. The answer was 56.6 degrees, but the trick is it's a bearing.
So would you solve that as in like 0 something and then take away 0 something?
It would be 156.6 degrees. So you'd have to include that. That's a trick. Okay, cosine rule.
Tick.
So that's what they look like. Okay, sine rule. Side over sine of its opposite angle is equal to any other side over sine of its opposite angle.
Okay.
What is this malarkey? This is just to prove the sine rule. It's all right. And you can flip the sides as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give this a go.
Okay. So could you do 8 over... Wait, no. Yeah, 8 over sine 40.
Okay.
Which gives you 12.44 or 12.45.
Okay. B to C. So, let's see. You want to find B to C. So you did 8 over sine 40. What would that be equal to?
That equal to sine B over B.
Well, you put the side on top, so it'd be like B over sine B. What is B? What is sine B?
Wait, so would it be sine 40 over 8?
Same thing. We already did 8 over sine 40, so we'll leave it like that.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which one you put on top, which one on bottom, so long as they're consistent.
Is that equal to one of the sides?
Yep. We want BC.
Oh, so is that BC then?
So that's equal to BC over
sine 30.
Yes. And we can use X. And so you got this as a decimal or something?
Yeah, I got it as 12.44579. Just a bunch of numbers.
Sure. Okay, so we want BC.
Okay. Could you multiply both sides?
Yep.
But what would you multiply it by 1?
You're trying to get BC by itself?
multiplied by sine 30.
Yep.
So it'd be 12.446 sine 30 equals BC. Then you'll work that out in the calculator.
Mm-hmm.
So 12.446 sine 30, which is 6.223.
So let's say 6.22 centimeters.
Yep.
6.22, and similar with cosine rule. Let's see. 8 over sine 40. Close bracket, because it's in a fraction, so calculator won't do it automatically, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sine 30, close bracket, shift, solve, roll the dice. There we go, 6.22. And so you can do it manually, nothing wrong with that. And maybe we might have to, if they make us, we will, you know, they have their tricks. But if they don't, then we won't. Okay, how about this?
Yeah. Okay. How do you work out this question? Because angle ABC doesn't have an opposite side. It doesn't state the opposite side.
Let's see this one. AB 3.8. B to C is 5.2. And BAC is 35 degrees. And we want ABC. Aha. Do sine rule for the angle C.
Okay. So it'd be as in like the corner C, which is X.
Yep.
So could you do 5.2 over sine 35 equals AC over sine X?
Yep. Is equal to 3.8 over sine X. And this will work. But in general, it's if you're trying to find an unknown angle, it's easier if the angles are on top. Unknown side, easier if sides on top. This might not work.
I got X is 24,275.
Did you put in like 999 or something like that?
Yeah, I just spammed a bunch of buttons.
That's because, you know, a trig, it like repeats every 360. Do a little trick. Do inverse sine of answer, something like that.
Okay. So
like shift.
inverse sine of, and then answer.
Yeah.
24.8.
Yeah. And so that's got you the critical value, that not the principal value, the one that's closest to 0.
Yeah.
Okay. 24.781 is the angle C, which I called X. Now we need to find the angle ABC, theta.
Okay. So is angle C can it just be 24.8? Is that fine?
No, 24.781 is fine, because you can always put it to 2 extra so that it rounds correctly at the end.
Okay. Would you still use the sine rule for this?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, because like you don't have the side opposite B, so I don't know how you're supposed to work it out. Because
My mistake, sorry, you don't need sine rule. What do angles in a triangle add up to?
180.
Uh-huh.
So do you need 24.781 still rounded to 3 decimal places?
I suppose you would get away with it if it was 1 decimal place.
Okay.
You can always use the answer button, you know.
Yeah. Well, the 25 plus the answer is 59.781 degrees.
Okay. We want...
And then 180 minus answer, which is 120.218 or 219 degrees, rounded to 3 decimal places, or 5 sig fig.
and so it's the final answer, so what would it be to 3 sig fig?
120 degrees.
Yep. And so it's 120 degrees. 120 degrees, 3 sig fig. Yes. So we used sine rule to get one of the angles, and then we can just use, simple 180 minus to get the remaining angle. Quite common as well. If you can't figure it out, just use any method to just fill in the blanks. So I can't get this angle that I need. Get some other angle, get some other side, and just slowly but surely, you'll get there. Let's see. So this is calculate the size of an angle. I better just quickly sketch this. AC and AB. AC is 18. BC is 20. BAC is 50. ACB, that's X. Yeah, let's do this one.
Okay.
Tell me if you get stuck.
Okay. I got a final answer of 86.4 degrees.
Boom. Nailed it. Let's see. Sine x. That's a little trick. Does that in some way stop us from using our calculator? I'll take a look at this. I see. AB is 9. AC is 8. ABC is 25. BCA is x. Find the value of sine x. Oh, it's not too bad. They just want sine x.
I got x is 28.4 to 1 decimal place.
Sine x. Sine answer.
What would you mean by sine answer?
So your answer, sine,
Yep.
sine of that would be a weird number.
Okay, so sine, just multiply by sine.
Yeah, sine of your answer.
0.4754.
So let's say 0.475. 0.475. Okay. There are two possible answers for x. Any idea how you get two possible answers? You already got one of them.
Okay.
Do you know how to get the second one?
So is x the angle?
Yep.
That's a very small angle.
No. That's sine x.
Oh,
What was it again? 29?
28.4.
So 28.4 degrees. Any idea? There is a second possibility that of what the angle could be. Any idea what it is?
No.
Sine theta
Yeah.
is equal to sine 180 minus theta. The ambiguous case.
Okay.
And so theta could also be 180 minus your previous answer.
Okay. So it'd be 180 minus 28.4.
Yeah. And we'll do this much more for solving trig.
Which is 151.6.
So let's say 152 or whatever. Yeah, 151.6. There we go. Great. And so sine you can get additional answers, like you saw on your calculator. You got a massive number because it'll just you keep going on forever. Any questions there?
Nope.
Okay, bearing, fine. The distance between B and C, I think bearings are fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. This is actually a better example for this sine. The reason why you get two answers for sine.
Okay.
This is the ambiguous case. Let me see this. Well, it's not bad. It's because you can just see here. See this 65?
Yeah.
So one answer could be 65, and then the other answer, because it's on a straight line, would be 180 minus 65, and that's because the side. No, sorry. I'll do it in here, and it's because they're both opposite AD, or let's say in that case. This one, I won't do it. The size of angle theta. Do they have it all there? You'd be all right. It's not the size of the. So they just gave lengths, and so that'll all work out.
Yeah.
They kind of carefully constructed it, so you don't really have to understand it. Let's see this one. This time they all right. Show that. So we can't use calculator, I don't believe.
Okay.
How do we show that this is the exact value?
Okay. So we're given sine A and sine B.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use them to work out what x is?
Yep.
Okay. So could you write out as 4x minus 3 over square root of 3 over 2?
Yep. Yeah, go on.
Okay, and then would it be equal to
Mm-hmm.
2x plus 1 over 3 over 4?
Yep.
And then would you multiply both sides by something to get rid of the
You can do keep change flip. So 2x plus 1 is the same as 2x plus 1 divided by 1. Over is the same as divided by. And so that can be rewritten. So using keep change flip like that.
Okay.
Or to put it another way, the 4 goes up, the 3 stays where it is.
Okay.
And you can, so what would you do for the left side?
For the left side, it would be 4x minus 3 over 1 divided by square root of 3 over 2.
Mm-hmm. And so what would you do next? So you can see how I wrote the right side.
Keep change flip.
Yep.
So it'd be 4x minus 3 over 1 times 2 over square root 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then you write it out as 2 brackets 4x minus 3 over 1 multiplied by square root of 3.
And what is 1 times the square root of 3?
Square root of 3.
Yeah. And so you can see how, just by inspection, so we proved it, but 2x plus 1 over 3, so the 4, the very bottom goes up and the 3 stays where it is.
Yeah.
And if you get confused, you can always do keep change flip. Okay, so we have to make x equals. How will we do this?
So would you work out the brackets first? So it'd be 8x plus 6 over square root of 3 equals 8x plus 4 over 3.
Yep. And then what?
And then would you have to do something about the square root of 3? You'd have to change that.
Then you could, let's say, get rid of the denominators by multiplying.
So could you multiply them, which gives you, but what would that give you?
You could like cross multiply. So on the right side, 3, 8x minus 6. Any idea what would be on the right side?
3 8x minus plus 4.
Root 3.
Okay.
It's a bit confusing. Okay. What's next?
Okay. 3 8x. Can you work out the left side?
Yeah.
To be 24 x plus 18
Minus 18.
minus 18 equals square root of 3 brackets 8x plus 4.
You'll have to bite the bullet sometime. 8 root 3x. What will be the second one? If
Would it be 4 root 3?
Yeah. Okay, we're trying to make 8 the subject. Sorry, x the subject. How will we do that?
Okay. Let me write this down. 20 x. So is x part of 8 root 3?
Yep. 8 root 3 is just 8 root 3 is just a number.
Could you minus 4 root 3 on both sides?
You could. Let's get the x on the left.
So would you minus 8 root 3x on both sides? So it'd become 24x minus 18 minus 8 root 3x equals 4 root 3.
Mm-hmm. And then?
How would you be able to simplify that?
You could add 18 to both sides. So you're bringing the x's to the left, bring everything else to this side.
Okay, so you add 18 to both sides, it becomes 24x minus square root. Wait, no. 24x minus 8 square root of 3x equals 4 root 3 minus 18.
Plus 18. It was
Oh yeah,
minus.
plus 16 as well. Yeah.
Okay, so we have two x terms. How do we get just one x term?
Can we work out what minus 8 root 3 is?
You can, but you won't like it.
Okay.
Factorize.
Factorize x out.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be x 24
Mm-hmm.
minus 8 root 3
Mm-hmm.
equals 18 plus 4 root 3.
And so x equals, what would you have to do? At the moment, it's being multiplied by 24 minus 8 root 3.
What's being multiplied by 24?
X is being multiplied by 24 minus 8 root 3. You're trying to get rid of 24 minus... You're trying to get rid of times 24 minus 8 root 3.
Divide by 24.
Yeah, divide by 24 minus 8 root 3. Divide both sides by the bracket.
Oh. Okay.
Better you just write it down.
Okay.
I was just verifying our answer.
11 plus 5 square root 3 over 8.
So that's what we were supposed to get. But basically, 18 plus 4 root 3 over 24 minus 8 root 3. And that is equal to 11 plus 5 root 3 over 8. So
Okay.
for this one, we had to show that. And so you had to do it step by step. So for the other ones, it was nice that we were able to look at this terrible answer. Zero marks. No, maybe 1. 7 marks. You think you're going to get them from that? Yeah. So all the other ones we were using a calculator, whereas this type of question forced us to do it.
Yeah.
Same with this one. Show that x equals that. And they applied it to real world, but it's the same idea. Sine rule.
Yep. Tick.
Great. How was that for you, Adam?
That's good.
And so continue this next time.
Yep.
Any questions for me in general?
Nope.
All right. Well done, Adam. You did great.
Thanks.
And I look forward to chatting again next time.
You too.
All right. Have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Bye.